the old stuff. I haven't heard of it. But until the phone big probably wouldn't sell it, so.
If it's not the hard, Ace doesn't want
It tastes good.
My granddaughter doesn't think it tastes good, you know, he's 16, so. Yeah.
it. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I'll have to look at it and see.
I just winked at her and Judy came. She like that, like, okay, I'm scanning in. And then walked off. Okay.
Common lately, so I thought I had to hit the block in here.
We tried to yesterday. You made it.
It's pretty good. You walk in the door, he's already.
You know, it's in.
How are you? Just Grandchildren, is like, good.
Right there, one more question.
Yeah.
The business license seems to know the businesses. Sorry.
No, you're good.
What's your name? Business. Renew me, which. We have one.
You?
We did mine that later here again. Well, the one we did it, or the way we did
It's ready for you.
it. Everyone renews it March no matter what. Even if you started. Is that it? All of it. No.
Wash it down. This one is society. Can't save yourself. I'm gonna call.
Right.
A little chance. Then you can,
There's this date night.
We're trying.
It's hard to do with people. It's a little bit. All you thought was top.
more hot.
Everything. Fine, we're good, thank you. USA do that. USA do what?
Oh. Right. Why did the folks in Poland bond his votes?
46.
Yeah.
46 on the very shape. Mike. Thank you.
What we do with sewer? Oh,
Up for two of them? Or is that a reimbursement?
we haven't got.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just added small section. He's gonna talk to us about that. So. All right, I think we can get started now. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to town council for March 10th. I've asked Brad to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Motion to approve the agenda.
A motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Brad, on second. Second by Teresa, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. And motion to approve the minutes for February 10th, 2025.
Make that motion with some correction.
Okay,
First page, it was, Charles was one that was played last month. And, stage 6. Top where it says, buildings, they covered the town hall building, West did a great job. It's a politics, it was one down. Go down to 3 lines where it says gymnasium pending the finalized, which school should be finalization of the school. Well, I see.
you have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Horner, second by Councilman Day. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the accounts payroll February 2026? Second by Teresa, any further discussion? Mr. Bill, you're not, you got any clarification on that, you good?
Yeah, that's what it is.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Motion carries. I move to approve business licenses for 2026. There is. 5 pages in here.
Now we approve the business licenses.
Motion by Brad, by the second. Second by Susan, any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Do we have any award for public recognition? I think we're still there for you.
No, I don't think so. No. No one.
I want to thank these guys for fixing those, across my street, road at my house there. Been a muddy, terrible spring, winter. And just a hole and everybody had to clear around on the side of it. So thanks guys for fixing that. Bentley.
We did have, few state title wrestlers in town.
Yeah,
I believe, somebody correct me if I get the name wrong. Very keen. Ashton Walker. Whit Linford, and Kate Thompson. They thought it was. We had a few other places as well in the state. Else?
Yeah, the basketball team did great in regionals and at state. Didn't come back with something on the state, but that's all right. They worked hard. They need to be recognized.
So we do have some. All 5 senior girls that are. With all state, all conference, or just all conference?
Conference.
If cheerlead first in all state, but second to state, they just got the results this morning.
That's awesome. There was a couple of boys doing it, because they were.
No. That's the joy. And then
Good. Anything else? Then we'll move on to. We already did the bonus side of this. Unfinished business, we got a report on the gun range, Neil?
Get the courtesy status report more than anything. You've got the little packet. I forgot mine. But bottom line of it is, we, as a city, we put in for a game and fish grant to improve the road at the gun range. We got a bid from a local contractor that has a road grader at $7,000. That's in your packet. And the game and fish department has a committee that makes recommendations, and they have to go to the game and fish commission for approval. And I kind of did a little snooping, and that committee is going to recommend a $5,000 grant for Cokeville. And I went and talked to the commissioner, so he knows it's coming, so like it's probably a done deal, like 16 on it there. They can't announce that officially until the Game and Fish Commission meets. I can't remember whether that's in March or April, but the money would become available in July 1st. And so according to the bid in your packet, we're still short a couple $1,000s. So I just want to give the council and anybody with ideas a little lead time to work for a couple $1,000 before we get that done this summer. And everything else should be in your packet. It should be there, and a copy of the application you submitted. All the information for that. I'm gonna have to a proposed road change, and then if it gets closer and get money, you're needed to, somebody should go up and flag that out, and I'd be glad to help wherever possible. Congratulations.
Thanks, Neil. Yes, thank you, Neil. There's. Move on to new business. We got Rocky Mountain Power here to give some update on our tree lights. Run a while.
So, Mayor, council members, I am Ron Wild. I'm the regional business manager for Rocky Mountain Power in Southwest Wyoming. And, was everyone here like last October, September? Okay.
Yep.
I apologize for disappearing and falling off the face of the earth. The doctors put me into the hospital and then strapped me to a bed and wouldn't let me out. So, I agree. You know, if the food was just a little bit better. But I'm back at work and I'm trying to pick up with all of the things that I was working on prior to that. So one of those is the streetlights here in Cokeville on the main thoroughfare through town. So you should have in front of you a copy of the proposal or the letter from YDOT. Okay. I'm not sure how the town feels about that. But that was the response from YDOT at the end of last year. Rocky Mountain Power is ready to do the work. We just have to figure out who's gonna pay for it.
So the last thing I think we were talking to you about is you were gonna see about getting the state.
I
talk to
did
them.
talk to the state, and that was the response that I got from the local YDOT.
So they don't wanna put any dollar to it.
No,
we have an estimate of how much it's gonna cost.
about $20,000.
Now Rocky Mountain said that they would put some money toward it, right? Or
I asked about that, but we don't have the funding this year.
I have a secondary question. I noticed when we were just driving through near the plant going to Farson.
Okay.
They have a bunch of lights, but I noticed they have solar on, kind of on top of them. Is that a good thing, bad thing?
So it's neither good nor bad. I'm not sure why the solar would be on top of those lights. It would.
They're just connected to the pole.
Yeah, and it's possible, so up in Pinedale, at one point in time, I was having conversations with the mayor up there about doing Wi-Fi throughout the town and having the Wi-Fi units or the Wi-Fi transmitters ran off of solar. But it never moved forward. So I'm not sure why those lights over there.
I know that they're public lights, really. They're not public, but
Are they over by Parson?
they're at the plant. They go all the way down the road as you
Okay.
drive.
Yeah,
But I noticed that they have solar on them.
I'm
And I don't know if that helps with costs or that obviously might probably cost more, but
sure. Street lights are done on a per basis, per light basis. They're not done off of the amount of energy consumed.
okay. Well, I was just curious about that. I just thought I don't.
Like, there was just look at this. You know, before I've seen it before.
Yep, you were talking about, funding this year. What about next year?
I can't speak for next year. In 2027, I don't have any idea what our funding situation will be.
And you were saying about, you talked with the local guy here. But,
When I say the local guy, the local area. Yeah,
So, and they told you they didn't want nothing to do with it.
pretty much, yes. That's what's in the letter. I asked them to provide the letter that I could give to the town, and that's what they said.
So. As a matter of information to refresh everybody's memory. These lights have been out from estimated around 2007.
And a pole missing.
Homelesses.
And we can replace the pole and put a light
A new
back up.
pedestal and everything, because they're all gone.
Yeah, we can do all of it.
Which, by the way, was removed by the state.
Yes. What happened was in 2014, Whiteout came up with a policy that said that any lighting fixtures that are in the municipality are automatically belong to the municipality. Which I think is wrong. They bought them, they paid for them, they get the tax funding money for them. They get all this stuff to maintain them, but yet they're trying to throw it off on the municipality. For those that aren't aware, this letter basically says that the town of Cokeville will assume all responsibilities for these streetlights on Highway 30. Personally, I don't feel like it's appropriate for us to sign this letter. I don't know if the council can overrule me. But to me, this is like them buying a dump truck, blowing the motor up in it and saying, hey, you need to fix the motor. And we're gonna still use the boss number. Appropriate. But I think we need to have further conversations with higher up authorities in the state,
So I have a question.
possibly even the governor.
So most of these are the ones on Highway 30, right?
All under.
Which is a state highway. So it's on a state highway. Ron, we asked you this question last time you were here. It's on the state road.
Yes, ma'am.
Why won't the state pay to turn the lights on?
If I could answer that question, I'd be sitting on a beach somewhere. I don't have an answer for
So-
why will not just pay to get the lights fixed. I explained to them that the town of Cokeville has expressed that they will assume ownership of the lights once they're repaired.
They're in working condition. I don't think we'd have a problem, you know, with visual.
But And I relayed that. But I don't have any idea why they.
I have a question. So you said, we know that these were out in '07, I believe. Their policy came out after that. So
Their
really,
latest policy that I've seen, I don't know how long that's been, that's the only date that we didn't have.
yeah. I mean, I think, and then this is just coming from,
Why not?
but it's YDOT out of Rock Springs.
It's
It's not, it's just the region.
Yeah.
I think we gotta move up the line.
I'm willing to do that.
And we probably need to address a nice long letter and. send it in. Before we agreed it.
Because these lots have been out for a long, long time. And they should have been taken care of. But
The part that bothers me is that they're trying to get us to assume their neglect.
that's right, and that's, yeah,
And I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that as a taxpayer, I don't appreciate that as the mayor. And I don't think anybody in town can appreciate that, because that's. You guys work hard for your money.
Yeah.
You work hard to provide the tax revenue, but they're not appropriating for appropriately. You ought to be called on the public body.
Can we ask as a council that we get a true proposal of the cost so that when we
I can get
so
you-
that
I
when
can
we
get you-
send in a letter into the state saying, this is it, this is what needs to be done, this was happened back in '07, your policy was in 2014. You
I'd
know,
be happy to, sir.
and then we would have some kind of something to do to send.
I'd be
in.
happy to.
Okay.
Hopefully I can have that for you by the end of next week.
If you can provide that, that'll help. Before we have conversation.
Yep.
It was 95 or 96 when that project was put in. Because I remember I took down the old stoplight here, and it was the highway, because they took down just the regular 2-lane road, but they turning up there at the intersection. And that was all part of the project, the sidewalk, everything was all part of the project, and that was a state project, it had nothing to do with the county code.
Right.
And we don't have any paperwork from any other previous council that has signed an agreement saying we took ownership of it.
No.
And they can't produce it either, so I think you've done your job of letting us know what, where we are. I think as a council, we've got to at least try this avenue before we do something different.
So I'll get you the proposal, the itemization, if you will, of what work we think has to be done. And like I said, I'll try and get that to you by the end of next week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ron.
Is there anything else that I can help anyone with? Any other questions for Rocky Mountain Power?
I appreciate your due diligence on this.
Good.
And I'm glad you're standing at that podium and that's a good thing.
Well, if you guys have any other questions about anything that's related to Rocky Mountain Power, please feel free to reach out.
thank you.
Ron, take care of it.
So that being said, the council wishes we.
So
do an avenue.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I move the motion that we do not sign this letter until we've till we've written in a letter that could do the heads of YDOT or even the governor of the state.
Send all that information, the costs and everything and dates as far as we know them and. So all of those expectations being known before we do this, because this is their job, we shouldn't have to do.
I will. Motion on the table in a second.
That doesn't
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. I will draft a letter and send it out for your.
Do you need that to come from legal?
I'll have him. if need be, even try to make an appointment. with them. All right, we go on to resolution. Uh, We have a zoning change. No date. So three.
Here representing my brother-in-law, who recently acquired the land that sits between Dayton Drive and Valley High Motel, Steph Boyer used to own. There's 1 acre that is currently zoned R3. There's 3 acres that is zoned to put one home over it. Change to increase possible density, possibility of putting. It's like with single family homes, maybe twin homes, something like that, but basically changing that whole parcel to the R3.
Any questions by the council?
So you're wanting high density?
It'd be about the same as what's on Dayton Drive, just kind of match up with backyard.
Is that high density right now?
There's medium business.
Medium? Good.
Which R2 allows for, you could put a duplex on. Like if you wanted to put a fourplex or something like that, you'd have that R2.
That's planned?
R3 is what the 1 acre is. It's right behind the fourplex that's there right now.
How much of that is that? How many acres?
There's
Right?
1 acre.
Just 1
that's
acre.
R3 right now. And the other 3. One home.
Agriculture based.
You want all of it to be R3.
Mike, did you ever figure out what size that line, is it 4?
Is that what comes off of when you're speaking down?
And it's, it just goes to. Yeah.
So is it, if not, so then it's, I think like the easement road, so that. There's no line graph shows. I don't think it did. It's not on.
Did your brother-in-law have anything drawn up of an idea of what he'd like
Yeah.
that you could present?
Sick.
I think everybody has a copy.
We do?
There's the,
Oh,
Everybody should have a copy of it.
sorry.
the one that I just kind of drew and make it look like. You get the idea. And it's kind of overhead so that you can see what is currently there in place.
I guess my question, does it have to be R3? Would you, that,
Three matches what's there. You have single family, you have high density. So it gives the option. I honestly think that the plan is to slowly put in single family residences, maybe. Having an option for it. This is ideal.
they could do a mother-in-law on an R2, right? What would they do with the barn?
Yeah.
Working around it or utilize it.
So what, that is one thing that probably bring up, we changed the zoning to an R zoning. We wouldn't be on the house horses zone. It said it was becoming old.
Even before building? And you have to have a doctor's note too.
Just giving you another information.
We own those horses and for sheep, right?
Just wild animals. The local wild animal. So would that be a through road? If you were,
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
road that goes. Clinic right now. So that's. It's
So
not-
would that
that's not-
turn,
that's not
would
an
that
official
turn out to be
document.
city?
Engineer.
Would that be turned over to the city?
The road,
Yes.
city spec. Otherwise, it's considered a private drive and privately maintained.
That's the idea now, this is just request for the zone change, if we actually do. The size, density and all that kind of stuff that could be hurt with the condition because of the. Charge a lot massive. Lot sizes.
Yeah.
So that's just to give kind of an idea of what.
Yeah. Like it.
Oops, wait a minute. It's not for me,
Did somebody make a motion to move this?
not yet.
Sorry.
Self.
I missed it.
Some more information and a better idea of a finalized thing before I make any decision. What is good and all good look at it.
Not requesting the subdivision.
Right.
Just requesting the zone change. Yeah, it could be
A separate resolution.
Oh,
Yes.
what's this?
That's what the
the,
LLC is registered as.
it's the fourplex.
Oh, the fourplex there is what it's called.
But what the property is listed as.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think it was just Boyer additions.
Oh. That's right, it's part of this, okay. Gotcha.
It's truck reading, so that's what would show up as far as the description. Good, so that you're from Dominic. Part of it.
So, I mean, taxes would change on it too. Moving already Texas.
Yeah, that's what they'll be paid.
Correct.
I'm okay with it, I don't see an issue with it, but you gotta start at the beginning.
Six oh three, like. To our,
I think,
from agricultural to R three.
I second it.
Motion by Brad, second by Teresa, any further discussion? All in favor?
Um,
Motion carries. There goes number one. Two more times.
Let's do it in a couple months.
Second reading, 2602. Taking the town parks and the town limits.
Well, we haven't made the changes on this page yet. Yes, I needed to do that. On the few changes we were gonna make. Maybe we were only gonna allow camping out at the region. Discuss.
I was gonna say there wasn't.
We just talked about it.
And because
So, we got no motion, we got a work session, some ideas. It's helpful to report.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And it's,
yeah. But- And I still have a little bit of concern because it's like when the temple riders come, they camp at that little place and then there's no room at the inn. And,
This doesn't stop at events. This doesn't stop at events. Every day.
yeah,
But I still have no problem. It's painful on my side. And I still have no problem with camper, couple coming in at night in their motorhome stuff. They come in late, go down to the park, camp overnight, leave the next morning. I have no problem with that. I mean,
Have you seen who comes in though?
yeah,
Because when we lived over there, it's not just your grandma, grandpa showing up. It's like, you know,
yeah.
like.
everybody has an opinion on everything, but that's my opinion. I think we can overlook a lot of things.
Well, I did some looking online this week and I found 2 spots where it said free camping in Cokeville on a website, and then another couple posting a video of our park and saying, "Just look at this cool park that you can camp for free. It's so pretty." And they were nice, yeah, but like now that's out there for all those people to see, to come camp at this park, this city park for free. As a parent, I just wanting, and I've talked to other parents that are same thing. If I know people are camping there, my kids are not gonna be there.
And we,
Well, they shouldn't be there tonight anyway.
Well, if they're there before 10, we're not gonna let them, I don't let my kids stay out that late. But it's a lot of people get there before that. I'm gonna say you can't go there. So what does that leave our kids to do? They wanna be outside.
Kicking out the kid, letting someone camp. I mean, if you're kicking anyone out, why is there camping? If it's closed at 10 or 12 or whatever the,
You're not kicking them, they've got plenty of options, in Penn. They can drive up Pine Creek, there's a campground up there, you can drive to your Greg's place he's putting in, you can drive to the beach ground. It's not, you're kicking them out, we're just kicking them out of our one spot that is a family friendly place.
because we do have kids up there all the time. And some of them, it's like, they don't pay attention to the fact the sun's gone down. You know. I remember when Larry and I first moved here, I noticed that, and I take walks around and everything, and almost every day I was taking EJ's little boy's hand so I could walk him back home. And, you know, and so, but no, we have kids there all the time. So,
But I will say, Wayne, when I told my dad, he felt the same as you, just because that's how it had always been. He didn't think of that as a danger either. So I get what you're saying, but things have also changed. People aren't, you can't just trust everybody like you can't just. Right,
United
which is
States
what they
and be
did.
alive.
He found drives in all the time to the high school from where he went out. And, yeah.
Change is inevitable, we just legalize where, and then it's in our park, and some kid can find it. It was, you know.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. So what do we want to do?
Hold on a minute. Well, it's not just that. What did we end up deciding on the 12 days and on private property inside town limits? I mean, if we're making changes, let's. Huh? Yeah, let's go back to the minutes here.
You can make changes on the second meeting as long as it's final third.
On the third meeting.
So you can.
Is this the very first meeting or first?
This is-
This is the second. Yeah, well, we better know what we're motioning to find to change it to.
in the previous meeting, I'm just curious, is it just say no camping to park?
It'd be a lot easier than me explaining it.
It's on the
But
page.
that's the proposed, that's not, what's actually on the law right now is you can camp for 2 nights at the park, at any park. It doesn't say which park. Doesn't specify either. So we're narrowing the scope of which park. And we're also narrowing down just allowing someone to live in a mobile home on your property, just. I mean, we went and we passed the thing to clean up the town. I mean, we don't really want to have that either. So this is in line with the same ideas and values we decided on other stuff.
I request we'll take a 5-minute recess. Allow you guys to review this.
Yeah.
And then maybe have the public discuss some of that. We'll come back to it and try to get it hashed out, or if not, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to recess?
I second.
By Teresa, second by Brad. All in favor? Thank you.
So. This is just a motion. This was.
That's really.
In your minutes, you put a motion was made. Make that change.
Make what changes?
That it's only camping exclusively in the Lincoln Park up to 3 nights, is it to be perfect.
Once made, yeah. Yeah. This is really. Because there was, then you guys started talking and.
That's fine.
I started out, but yes, there was a motion.
Okay, during this 5 minutes, you guys got? What do we want? What do we want to do? You guys can give me your opinions on things. So.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm sure with this.
Same thing as that. I'm just trying to figure out how to react up there so people can see our mural stuff. Okay. That's all I'm.
Just go ask Kobe.
It's the same setup.
Yeah. You know, the other. Assuming it's worth up.
I know the address to that one.
Garrett. Their parking.
Eric?
What's the ad?
The address on that, would that be Park Street? Like 200 Park? We'll figure out the address. It's so. Yeah. So we're not worried about them as big. That's the thing.
It's single thing to me, zero, but it's. They don't see that. So this is what we didn't check out that. Like it. It's. Right now. That's your thing. Yeah. I'm just trying. So I ground them up, say, rest of each other. That's visible. Thank you. Yeah. When they're, they think we. Just walk around there. Need to make sure that we get. So they have. And I put behind it. You know what I mean? I know that there's been a few people who talked about it, that they're pro for it. I've heard negative yet, but I just wanna. I've been doing it for 3 months. And feel like I need to take it. I just think that's really neat. Because it's like everything we're saying is listening.
Okay. Mike.
We're gonna put the speakers to. Still.
Make a motion to reconvene.
Motion to reconvene by Brown. By Treat. All in favor?
Aye. Um. Okay. I make a motion to make changes to ordinance 20, or to agree to ordinance 2602 with the following changes. To amend that the ordinance will allow permit camping exclusively in the Legion Park for no more than 3 nights within a 2-week period. The main town park would be an excluded area for camping, and it's located at 200 Park Street, and we can update that if that's wrong. Just to give clarification of which park we're talking about. No other changes.
I second it.
Motion by Brad, second by Teresa. And that was in section B, right?
That's in section B.
Any further discussion?
Well, it'd be B and C. So B would be the permitted and C is the non-permitted. So B and C would be changed. 3 nights only in a 2-week period. So they could come back, they just have to week.
Any other comments?
Now, real quick, now there is a permit if they wanted to get a permit for longer. And come in and. What I'm saying. The idea of this is to control. Just to have control over that, transient type stuff, not necessarily like Boy Scouts of America and things like that want to do certain programs.
Will this affect the rodeo grounds?
No, because the rodeo grounds is. Is what we've done before. It's not really camping unless we've designated it for special events. Which we have before, right?
Wayne or Albert Lee?
Have you checked with like the Legion ground with property owners on accessing that? Or, and the property lines on the park, because the city don't own all that.
No, they don't. And
Have you checked any of them property lines?
I know what the property.
Some go right to the middle of the park.
Yeah. Half the part,
That's around there though.
half the part that's on
And
the.
what I'm saying, if we check with them, if they have anything to say about what you're changing. And the access going into the,
Hold on,
to the.
we're talking about 2 different things. We're only talking about Legion, not.
We don't have the access in. You're gonna have to let them know what your plans are, because people start holding up in there, I'll guarantee you there's something. Complain about that.
Well, we own that property and we're just saying what we can do on renting that property. Now
Yeah, you have no access into it.
well, that's what we'll have to worry about afterward, I guess.
Like putting.
Well, right now, people can go they can go camp right now all they want. And they can drive up there all they want right now. So there's no difference.
Not a property owner stop it.
The property owner stops them, I get that, but I'm just saying, There's nothing that stops him from camping right now, is what I'm saying.
I can tell you, I have not talked to him.
Randall owns half of that park.
Okay, I guess I'm kind of confused, Ellery, I'm, I'm very well aware of the property lines, people have been camping there. As long as I can remember. Well, but the railroad, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about both of them,
I'm just saying there's property lines that other people own,
right,
and you're passing things that other people that own the property ain't got nothing about. Have you notified them when you're changing? Yes.
I think Charles planned on talking with them about it, because he told me that he was gonna talk with Shane. So. But
There's the lead.
as far as the agent, as far as the agent goes, well, he knows that. But, and I know that too, but.
If the railroad brings people in, they wanna use their property to put people on, they can do that all they want, cause.
Yeah,
We can restrict public from accessing that.
and they have brought people in when they've been working on those rails. They park their trailers there and stuff, and Eric, we haven't had a problem with the railroad people being parked there, have we? I didn't think so, I've never noticed anything.
Hopefully they don't make any complaints, but if they do.
Well,
So I have a
Yeah, to
question.
get everybody involved, in it.
I have a question here for you. What stops someone from camping at the Legion right now?
Well, the property owner says no.
Okay, so what would be any different if we regulate it to 3 nights? And that's what we're doing.
Traffic going.
Traffic will make a change on it, people going up through there, I'll get the gates are left open for cows and stuff.
You just excluded camping, park only, you're not really changing anything else.
no,
Well, we were changing it to no more than 3 nights up at the. We were limiting, but right now there's no limit, so I don't know how that's changing the, other than when we close it.
Might upset the property owner that actually has access,
I mean,
which might create a can of worms for the town to have to address, which I can understand. It's a valid concern.
And the park, you're going to pass something that avoids camping there, then the railroad people coming in and gonna do some big thing there. They put their campers there, or they,
No,
are people gonna say you're in violation of our town ordinance?
no,
because it's part of our, it's already in their
fair.
ordinance that allows that.
Yeah.
I think
2 months for a while.
I think you could clear up by just saying you talk to the people who ground on the Legion grounds and just say we're trying to limit something, they'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
They'd probably be fine.
Charles has been good to talk to them about that. He's in Alaska right now, so, but he's been good. So, but I'll mention that to me.
I think we take note into it, but we pass it for now, and we still have another reading to say no if they come in and complain. We have a whole month to get them notified, and they can come to this meeting like you guys. Tell us no.
We have a motion on the table.
Second.
We have a second by Teresa. Any further discussion? All in favor of passing this as it's stated? Second reading.
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion carries. Public comment. Communications. Dennis, you have some?
These are some pictures we took You wanna look at them about the hard water situation?
Downstairs.
I can't remember how many $1,000 that dishwasher is, but I have one question first. Is that filter you got downstairs supposed to be a water softener?
That's what it was to sold to the council as. Laura and Shane put it in as a water softening system. I don't know, cause I don't have them. I've never seen them work. We asked many questions. It was supposed to save the town a bunch of money. By going this method, we're not salting the water every week or every month. But every witness.
How often? Does it need to be changed a lot more then? Something's gotta be done on that. There's a space there where, you know, like they could have, like in this town, any of the houses in town have the water heater sitting, softener sitting there. Down there, all you got, the water comes in, makes a filter, and goes into the hot water heater.
I'm aware.
So they don't have to, like in a home, it does the whole house, but here all you gotta have to do is a hot water heater. But is the filter gonna do it? Do we need to change the filter more, or what needs to be done there, do you think?
Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think the system works,
It don't, the way I'm looking at it.
but. We were told this is the best thing out there. And then the decision was made. Cause it's a cinder softener. What I do that for?
Dennis wasn't about 4 years ago.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was a request that we put in by the senior center. But we honored that request. Here we are, 4 or 5 years later. But
On council.
I was in the council seat, and Rose was in 3 years, 4 years.
So all this gucky stuff that we're seeing here, I know we had to replace our water heater. Because it was full of that stuff and we were taught by our friends to clean it out. Well, it was chock full. It had been, the water heat had been there so long. And it's like curds kind of looking stuff and it's all that hard water, you know. It's the calcium buildup, and if you don't clean it out, but I don't know the system downstairs if we can clean it out. There's nothing to clean. It's just a filter.
The bottom.
That's no big deal, but it comes to the filters is a little high, do it more, but we need to have that filter, it needs to be changed again now.
$110 a filter.
And when was it changed? How often do they need to be changed?
They were told to change it every 6 months.
Oh,
So if it went in quarterly,
Maybe if we went to quarterly or something, that would help.
And that was the original deal, is that the town bought one, the senior center bought one, but.
Yeah.
Since then, we've just been taking care of it. It's been a thing that we're just trying to take care of and stuff.
All right, let's see what we can work out, do it that way.
So. I would suggest that. If you're having problems, be open with that communication regularly. We might need to address something, but.
Okay,
In order to save your equipment, you probably might, since it was your suggestion, the senior center suggestion, we put this system in and we need to change something. We may be requiring the senior center to put part of the bill to change the equipment to save yours.
maybe work this thing back, report.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, then one other thing, we've been having problems with fridges. And we decided tonight we're ordering a new fridge for the kitchen.
Okay.
To get it in and out, you're gonna have to use I think you use tobacco, is that where you guys help any of you with that? Did you help put that fridge in? Don't you have to have a backhoe? And how do you get it? it'll go to that one door, you have to lay outside and come out, but then I measured the doors today. And the doors they left the top out in the kitchen. So you can actually go through those, instead of like the top of the door there. They got the top of the door with just a piece of wood, you can take that up, so they can do it. And I think the city people said they could help us do that. Is that all right?
I don't have a problem with it if they're willing.
You willing to help? They're great about it. And they've been helping us a lot, they appreciate it. But we'll have to lift that old one out and put it in because when we tried to find a place and nobody will come and go down, they'll bring it and set it out there on the sidewalk, but that's about it. Thank you.
I will caveat that though, is the liability still falls upon the senior center, so. Something gets broken with the fridge and the movement of it, it's your liability, not the town.
Don't fall in the hole.
Thanks, Dennis.
So do we make a motion to start changing that filter quarterly? Or do we just do it?
We just changed it in January.
We just barely changed it.
Hasn't even.
I'm just talking in general, whether.
Is your date on it?
Quarterly
I'll give you a
happens.
date on it. How long has it been, you know?
James.
It was in January. It was like the beginning of January. Is it already having deposits?
Dennis, are these pictures current pictures?
That's what you said.
Okay, Rebecca did, okay,
I know the one did the same for.
okay. Current then.
So. We all agree that we're gonna change it as a city. Quarterly.
We need a motion to do that.
I think the request was that they communicate to us what they're seeing down there. And we address it in the time that they communicate.
That's fine.
I don't want to go through an additional expense if it's not necessary. The other thing is, if this system isn't working,
Should change.
we should change it, but because they put part of the bill to change it. Make it, because
The
the
ones are,
reality of it is. The most of the equipment that's being affected is gonna be there. They're using the 95% of the water within the building, so.
thanks, Dan. And let's,
We just gotta make sure we just do the hot water, we're not worried about all the toilets, you know. Things. For the cold water, that's not a problem, just the hot water.
Okay, thanks, Dennis.
Any other public comment?
Pothole repair, just one giant from Davis's house that I've noticed.
I'll talk about that in a second.
In a quick answer, it's gotta be a little more.
I figured, I just didn't know. If you guys had a master plan on which roads we're gonna go for first.
Right in front of your house. It's the first place we're going.
You don't need one. You just worried about that.
I'm worried about Davis too.
No, he's not complaining because it slows those people down on that road for some reason.
No that it does. It's just-
Catch the bear.
It's not slowing them down.
Any other comment? We'll move on to report from the office and board.
All right. To focus on what you just talked about, so we've been working with the Public Works. They've already filled, like, well, that was what the comment was about the road down on Colette. So we are filling what we can when we see it and we know it. So I guess my suggestion to the public is give us a call. If you have a concern over something, and we'll try to address it as soon as we can. We are, I know those guys are busy doing things as well, and it might not be their first thing they think of is that pothole specifically, but I do know that we have plans when it gets warmer. Mike's talked to me already, we're getting ready to, we'll be filling those holes like we do every spring.
Right.
But I will tell you, Colette looks a lot nicer, so. So I want to give them heads up, you know, I appreciate all the work that they do for us on our streets. And I know we can always improve them, and that's what we're trying to do for you. Okay.
Great.
Oh, did you haven't drove past? Yeah. But no, for real though, if you've got concerns over a specific area, please report it to us. And we'll try to get someone out as soon as possible. Okay? That's all I have right now until the spring.
So we're still working on the 28th for Easter egg hunt at the park. And so we'll do that, but just if it snows 2 feet, obviously we'll have to move somewhere else. So we'll see if we can do that. Well,
This month?
28th of this month, yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Clarifies that.
yeah, because
I'll show up a month later. If
Easter is this week in, so we're doing it a little early. I do want to see what we can do about getting our flag back up.
We've got a request. Should have actually had a talk. We have a request when Rock Mountain Power has a big truck here. So be willing to do it. If they don't get it before Memorial Day, we will rent a lift. We want to.
Yeah.
So
Rope,
we need to
Restring.
we've got
We
it.
have the rope, we have it. We just.
So it
but it was the rope, it wasn't the pole.
was the rope.
As far as we know, it's just the rope.
Anyway, and it fell down and the flag froze to the ground and thank you, Neil, for going and helping Bentley save the flag. That was a scary day. I got a phone call just as I was leaving for church. Teresa, your flag's on the ground and it's froze solid. So thanks both of you for doing that. So, ladies.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Mike, there's a sign out here, you know, hasn't worked for a while.
We got a problem with the computer on it.
I know, can you get it fixed? Can you turn that on? You still got our lunch manual one. Other things, and the basic, turn it off. Just turn it off and have it stuff a month ago.
You can't turn it off. If you turn it off, we lose that cover.
Yeah.
You can't turn it off?
Yeah, so we're working with the sign company to try to get it taken care of, but it's been an act of Congress because it's,
I appreciate that. I didn't know if you could just shut it off.
no, if we shut it off, we lose everything and we can't get anything back out, so.
Or
See?
All better? You'll have to run it from right there. You can't.
Okay, so, last week, the mural selection committee met to go through applicants for the mural for this building. There were 8 applicants, which was pretty good, pretty excited about that. And, we met and it was unanimous, and I was really happy with the committee. Thank you, those that were on the committee. They had really good ideas. And so this is the artist, Tanner Stevenson, and he is out of Logan. He works at the Logan Gallery. I'll just go to some of his works that are on actual buildings. So this is kind of his style, different stuff. He told me I'll stay on. I'm sorry. I've already looked at him, so I'm like, he told me that he specializes in historic murals, and that's what we want here. So, he's got a pretty unique style, but what he did was, he took Minerva's colors and style and tried to mimic them. This is a rendering. I'll go down to this part first. He got my best side in that. I'm not very happy that he took that picture, but this was his rendering. And so this isn't what's going to be on there. This is just so we could see his style. And
He's trying to mimic Minerva.
yeah, he has a little bit of her. And this is AI, I'm sure. So it'll look more painted, I'm sure. If I wish Councilman Dayton was here to kind of talk a little bit more about that, but this is his style, and this isn't necessarily who's going to be on there. However, I would like your feedback on what you would like on there. The committee wanted like our local landscape, Rocky Peak, Big Hill on there. Like I said, this is just generic for now. He didn't have enough time to more agriculture, sheep and cattle in the background. Maybe a train if it feels appropriate, train tracks to incorporate that. Children and family life. And then the Cokeville Miracle, there was actually a rendering that had a very appropriate depiction of the Cokeville Miracle, just because we realize that it is something that needs to be handled with care. It's not always something easy. It's not going to be a big part, but it is going to be, we would like it to be on there because it is a part of our history. So any other elements that you would like to see on there? So after your approval, well, maybe I'll ask that for now. We have your approval to reach out to this artist for his final renditions to give us, so it might take 2 or 3 times to give us what a final is, and I can send that out to everybody.
I think if you all felt comfortable with it from the ones that you went through, I'm okay with it.
Well, he's just gonna present us another rendering. But
Yeah, so he'll have a final one
Yeah.
that after we tell him the elements that we really would like. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I moved to motion, we approve, or what's his name?
Anderson.
Tanner Stevenson for the mirror.
Thank you.
And I'm happy thinking about putting some training there, because after all, that's why they. Yeah.
Comments?
Thanks, perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, please let me know if there's anything else you'd like on there. Some other things that we will need to talk about upcoming is when we do the ribbon cutting. We talked about a few dates last time. He says he will bring in a team, and this can be done within 5 days, which is pretty impressive. So we'll talk about dates that you feel appropriate to do kind of a town celebration with that. We may, depending on what we decide to do, ask for a little bit of funds for maybe food. That is something that they specifically said in the grant was not covered. So if we want to provide food or do something like that, like I said, none of this is final, but you talk about budget stuff next month? Starting this month. Okay. So we may, depending on what we want to do, want to set aside a bit of funds for that.
We can think about it. I think when we get a little bit closer to
Okay.
find out how long it'll take.
Okay.
And see if
We have
we can incorporate it.
Mhm, that's the one I was thinking. So if there's. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. We also put a line item for lights. That would go like overhang, just so that it's kind of elevates the experience during the night. Not really sure how that would work, but we will start getting details on that so we can present it to you. And then
On the barrel?
yeah, so there'll be so you can just do like the lights that were out on the welcome sign.
You're by the way, very bright.
Well, they would be, there were ones that were down that were, they were like, they had their own solar panel things on top, right? The ones that weren't bright before,
Yeah.
but you can do stuff like
If
that.
you do it, I
Yeah,
think you do something.
so, yeah. Yeah. So we will need to, okay, perfect, yeah. Yeah,
Take that last.
so. Yeah, so I guess, and that was Jace, so.
Well, we could put one that's just on the bill, built down,
Yeah, that's true.
and not have to worry about mowing.
Yes, and that's the ground, I mean, there's a lot more.
I think
things
there's some
to-
that you can buy.
Yeah, so we'll kind of bounce off the ideas. This is the one on the firehouse. We didn't like the boot, that's just a idea, we didn't like. the
You didn't like the
boot. I can't say I wasn't part of the committee, but most people on, they didn't like the boot. So
The
there
other
you
one-
go. So this one is, and we will be coming at you next month with
Mine is.
welcome to the open range, that guy. Did you just laugh?
Yes, you did.
Um, anyway, we will be finalizing or getting a presentation for you to talk about what we suggest we do, if anything, but, so this is gonna go, instead of greetings, it'll say our tagline, but this is just a rendering, so like I said, we'll do, a final and then let you know. I think that's all I have, so. You like the boot? But like I said, I was on the meeting and they didn't like it, so.
Yeah, hold on one sec. So who went to regionals? Yeah, anyone here went to the Lander basketball? Did you guys see all the brand new signs, wayfinding signs in Lander? Yeah, those were some good looking signs. So that gives an idea, just so you guys know.
Picture that they think, when they think of Cokeville. Try to get some ideas for that, but it also translates and.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I didn't see them.
You can go to regionals.
Right?
Talk to them, ask the mayor.
Brad and I went to River Coast to Hudson and looked at everything in Hudson. Along with this, I know we don't have a main street we used to have, but if any business you want to put one. They don't have to put it right on the building. The new ones that they replaced in Hudson are on the canvas, is you just put the canvas up. And if any of the business wanted to add any of this thing, it'd make it on.
I'm just gonna get a little bit of an update on the grant that we're working on with Red Stroke. I submitted it Thursday, that was the one for the park. And Fred got back to Teresa today with some questions. Their budget has been cut significantly for the year. And he actually told me to call Nicole Bena, so I called and talked to her, she's on the committee as well. They had about 180,000 worth of projects people applied for. They're not gonna be able to fund all those. So we need to cut ours down, which means we did kind of change it for Joellen's recommendations. We were gonna go more for sprinklers, but Joellen recommended taking that down to about 5,000, like. For the whole, like for contract, you just contract somebody out to come and fix parts. But in talking with Nicole today, she said that just needs to be city stuff. So we need to take out all grass, all sprinkler stuff, and just focus on the playground for this grant. So we're looking at resurfacing the playground is what this grant is going for. And Joellen suggested that we do the wood fiber
A good weed barrier.
chips kind of thing. They're not like the wood chips that you see that were the big ones. It's just the really shavings. They're much safer than sand. She said that sand is actually not safe at all. Like if somebody was to fall from up on that high top of the playground. So the wood is the most economic way and still being safe. And so we got a quote on that, and that was 14,000 to have it delivered. And then I already talked with Mike, and he said that the city would help us remove the sand, and then on our public cleanup day, then we would have everybody install the new surfacing. But this grant, we also found out today, won't allow that to be brought in. They won't pay for it to be brought in. So now we need to figure out how we can get it here. So I'm gonna call some local areas. Joanne's also getting some other quotes for us. Nicole said she was able to get colored rubber chips. She thinks they were from Mountain View. I'm gonna check over there. And because they're colored, they won't make kids black. You have to request them to be painted, like colored. Rubber has its own issues, so I'm trying to try to find the wood fiber. If I can, close enough where we have to bring it in ourselves. So hopefully, it kind of sounds like that's something that they will approve depending on the amount. But we're working on that, has to be in by the 23rd.
And he wants you to have 2 bids.
Yes, and we have to have 2 bids for it. And then I included pictures of our park to kind of show the area and everything. And we have to show proof of receipts and pictures and everything as we go. But this is kind of the phase 1. She's actually gonna Zoom in with us this week. And we're gonna work on a master plan, start working on a master plan for the park. Who's gonna help us. And obviously, I'm going to the grant writing class next week. And hopefully we can start learning more about how to get grants for our area. So, because that's the only way we're gonna be able to accomplish some of these tasks. So that's kind of where we're at with this grant that we just applied for.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
When I was over there this morning, I kind of climbed up to see if there was, because I noticed some cracking on one of the slides. And I had Mike come and look at it, and he's gonna look and see if he can get something to just heal that. It's not so that we don't have to replace that whole thing, because it's cracked right where the kids go through, but some of it's broke off and it's actually sharp right there. And then that pretend tire swing, it really needs to be replaced. And Mike, that catalog that I used to look at all the time, do you think it would have some black in there? So you'd let me come and look? Because I don't know where else to look to find one of those. But the kids love swinging on that thing. It's just that it's all broke and everything. So I'll see if I can find something.
When was that installed?
Stephanie.
That was like-
Stephanie was-
Forever.
In the 80s.
Well, we've been
I
having this
think they
discussion.
gradually made adjustments.
Yeah,
Certain-
the original one was late 80s, early.
It's Stephanie. Yeah, Stephanie Weston was the one that got that.
Yeah, I got a quote on one from Little Tikes, 200,000.
They're expensive. But my uncle works. They replaced theirs after 20 years, and ours, I think, I know it's past that.
It was an open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so, well, it was in 07. That's the only part we remember.
Well, because Stephanie Weston was on council as we got that.
So I know Steve probably, because they were
I
orange
think
slide, they did, their original has been there.
like those steps.
We need to
those
find
green
it.
Steps, yeah, that's all I need.
There we go, there's the date. There's the date.
There you
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
it's old and you might. So we're gonna try to, our grant lady here is gonna learn how to stack grants. We are going to go after a new playground.
That's
It might take years, that's why we're in phases.
Yeah,
We're gonna try, we might not make it, but I would suggest not actually, well, do what's safe for now, but don't put too much money into it.
but no, they Mike can help me with that, but it's just it's like that long right there where the little kids flop down, and I mean I put my hand on it and it scratched it. I mean, a little child could scratch their legs or their little bottoms. And because then it's about that long, it's cracked. And then it has about that long that's a hole. And it's right where they sit to go down, so, okay? I think that's. No, I think that's all, ladies, is that all we talked about earlier today, or do you think?
I've been coming out of the loop the last week or so, I haven't had a chance to visit the bike or anything, but I guess everything's up now. Blanks, huh?
Skate working good? Did we end up closing any of those last lines? Yesterday? So, I doubt we have.
We have not, because I'm not sure which one goes to which area. So
Well, Mike and.
it's on my list of things to do. Plus I went on vacation, so
Shame on you.
We had fun.
I did, so.
Did you forget to bring bottled sunshine home?
I brought it yesterday. And all the people were like, stay the same, so. I put it again.
Oh.
Good excuse.
And moving on. Charles was up here. I did have some planning and zoning stuff, we covered that. He did have a building permit. Neil, turned one in. And build a complex over there, that's what I'm gonna call it.
Let me just make a motion real quick. Yeah. I'm gonna table that temporarily. We've got some conflicting, reports on property status and things there. I need to do just a little bit of research for it. You don't mind?
That's fine with me. Make it easy. Okay, I think that's all he had that was conveyed, that, anyway. Far as my, we did have, and I'm just gonna share this with you, this is, I don't think it's gonna be anything we're gonna worry about, but we did get a letter from Sherble, which is basically requesting us to either consent or state our opposition to a diversion change for Mike and Brittany Kelly. Doesn't affect the town in any way that I can see. So I don't know why we would be opposed to it.
Is that for the water back there?
So basically makes this legal. Kathy's been pulling from it before us, from my understanding, but that ditch is no longer there that the water right comes to.
Correct.
And so we're just making it legal, I guess.
Shouldn't you go to the water, state water off?
They are.
We are.
We just have to sign a letter of consent, basically.
All the people around.
Right.
Everybody.
So.
Everybody who's on the line or the,
Believe in like Andersons, like Chevin and Rayleigh, they've done, what is this for?
Every house, even down by the rodeo, that they water right.
Every house that was every house. Addiction.
Yeah.
But they don't have a delivery to it, whereas we've got a delivery. From originally pulled from Spring Creek, went down to Martin Ditch, I believe.
Yeah,
Which is no more, that has disappeared. And so everybody else at water right too would go down that Martin Ditch, but. it's not
It doesn't
there.
work.
So we're just utilizing our water right we have.
so in other words, what I need is a motion from the town council to approve me signing this to consent to this diversion change.
I second it.
We sort of try the diversion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
take care of that. One thing I wanna bring up, I've kind of had a few little hiccups with it already. Is due to what's happening in the world, right? Things like that. Cyber attacks have astronomical. Give you an example. My company used to see 13,000 hits a day on our firewall. We are up to 87,000 per second. That being said, trying to urge the town employees, council members, be extra, and even the public, be extra vigilant about what you click on. Look at it and make sure it's what you're doing. If you're not sure, pick up the phone and make a phone call. And if you're still not sure, delete it. And if they come back and say, hey, why didn't you do that? Then you know. But it's not worth having things lost over it. So I would.
What about the extra protection? $2 per, it's for a tier 1 level, it's $2 per account per month.
The problem with those is I don't know if they keep the bad actors out, they just help recover your data.
It's a higher filtering system, so I can have them. I don't know a lot about it. I just called my buddy who does it for our business, and unless you have a dedicated network administrator guy that's basically always doing something, tier 2 is not worth it. So he said tier 1, at least it's never going to be 100%, but it's going to be another filter system. So I don't know if the town wants to invest in that or not. I'm just bringing it up so you know about it.
I would say we probably look at a proposal and see what it comes. In the meantime, you know what you're clicking on. Be careful. There's a lot of people out there that are using this thing as an excuse to try to disrupt some things. But hopefully it slows down and things go back to a little bit of a normal. But
It's your rich uncle trying to contact you, but
I know, and he's Ethiopian. I had no idea.
It was also suggested whether or not you got an email or not, if it has happened inside of our ecosystem, everyone should change their password.
Correct.
Everyone, no matter whether you received it or not.
That's another thing.
So we should do a redo this month.
I would advise that we do kind of a password cycle on a lot of our stuff anyway.
It already has one, supposed to be every 3 months, but
Well, I'm talking about other stuff that they have, like the server starting. So we can update some of those things.
there's policies.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm trying to make sure I had everything I needed to cover for. Oh, you wanna talk about the sewer truck or do you want me to keep mine? Okay. So we purchased our sewer vac jetter truck. The truck cost us $50,000. Which is significantly cheaper than we thought we were gonna get it for.
By 100,000.
Yeah, by 100,000.
On the way home. Bentley did some research. And found a dealer in Pocatello that could do a once over on it for us. He opted to just drive it right into Pocatello and have them do a once over on it. I believe we're somewhere in the neighborhood of. Oh, now I gotta pull it up.
10,000.
About 10,000,
I thought it was 12:30.
somewhere in that neighborhood. You couldn't get the camera. Well, they don't make that, what do they call it?
30.
So that's part of what we're gonna talk about. So with missing parts or things that need to have repaired. We've got a bill basically coming to us for less than 15,000, we'll say that. So in essence, we're into this truck $65,000. But we thought we would be into about 130. That being said, these trucks have the ability to mount a camera onto them, send them down our sewer pipes, so we can see what the conditions is of them. The one that the dealer wants to sell us is close to $40,000. Mike and I have talked, and we're pretty sure we can get an equivalent camera system for a lot less money to a third party. And he's got to go to a water and sewer conference here in weeks. He's gonna scope out some possible options. Up there. I think we ought to have a motion to approve those repairs. So we have a good standing truck. And then when Mike comes back, we'll ask for another motion to order.
Wayne, did your guy give a bid on what it would be to put a top on that?
I've got 2 bids coming in. I have got them, yeah, they're coming in.
Cause we have to figure that's gotta be part of it. We have to, if you're gonna spend that kind of money on that truck, we've gotta have it in it.
And we don't know yet if it'll fit in our existing shop. Cause we didn't measure the height of it when we were out there.
Hopefully, next week, 10 days, should have a couple of bids coming.
Okay, I just was curious. I know we were just looking at it.
Yeah. Okay.
They are made to withstand the elements to a degree. There are some consumable parts that could deteriorate faster if they're exposed to sunlight. So, in my opinion, the pump should be drained anyway every time they get done using it.
Yeah,
It'll prolong it.
I'm just thinking of longevity of an investment that we just did.
I agree. With that being said, we're doing pretty good on that thing, and it'll save a lot of headache in the future. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's gonna save a lot of people complaining to us next year. We have to pick up everybody's water line and verify what it is. Because we're gonna be able to do a 3-inch hole instead of a 30-inch hole in your front yard, so. It should help with quite a bit.
Never super regards to that.
You don't wanna put your golf ball anywhere near it, I can tell you that. And we'll be able to do percent lines where we were only doing 30.
It's like one of the big trucks, big like vacuum hose on the front that cleans up leaves and all that stuff out of the gutter.
It'll suck up whatever you put in front of it.
No, that smells really bad in the summer. We wouldn't want to put little kids running, suck them.
I'd walk and suck up 4-inch rocks.
Under 15,000. I'll say.
Motion by Teresa to repair the 15,000, seconded by Brad. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I need to where you get those bids.
Right.
They'll be expensive.
What did those bits, what are those for?
Eric, I'm not gonna forget you this month, but you're probably not gonna have anything to say because I didn't forget you. Oh, yes.
So first, thing that I think the council should look at and maybe approve is we're starting to do zoning changes as ordinances. which means once they become an ordinance, we have to keep them forever. We don't have a place in our ordinance book for said ordinances. So I think we should make an extra title that we can put those ordinances in when we pass these ordinances so that they are kept track of.
In a separate title.
Just like Title 12, because I think we go to 11 right now. Title 12 and then name it something.
Well, I thought we had them in our book.
We
Is it
don't have
just-
them in a place in our ordinance. They don't fit in our ordinance books the way it's written right now.
You have some existing ordinances, but they don't have a home for them to go to.
Okay, that's what I was probably looking
Yeah,
at.
so I think we need to make an extra chapter to put. This one here tonight makes 30 that we've done. That we just put them in so that they're somewhere. So down the line, there'd be a place we could go and look at them easy versus like, well, I think we passed them in 2026.
Oh,
Like we've
just
done
like,
on some of the other stuff and have to go through all these minutes to find where they're at.
I also think there needs to be a place where the resolutions are there all the time too.
There is a resolution spot in there that they add resolutions to. In books and stuff, and we keep them,
But
we
it's
don't
not
have-
on the online.
It's not online. We have to put them
That's what
on.
I'm saying.
And that would be something easy to do, but I do think we need in our ordinance. A place to put this type of ordinance so that it can be referred to in the future.
That makes
It's a lot easier.
So we need to have a different title chapter.
Yeah, I think it just be its own chapter.
Probably.
Make a motion to add Title 12 for property zoning ordinances.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The other only thing I have. Last month, I think it was last, brought up maybe going to Washington DC for the. Fallen officer vigil. After some discussion. We decided that. The whole week is probably out of the picture for all of us. Me and Davis. I did look, we could get there. The day before and fly out the day after the vigil. And for a hotel and tickets to fly out there. It was about $1,400. Me and Davis are willing to help pay some of that, so it wouldn't be a full $1,400. From our budget, if you guys are okay with that. It would be a short trip to DC.
What number are we needing to approve if? What are you guys thinking?
That we haven't like said exactly, but
And this is May,
it's May 13th, so we fly out May 12th, come back on the 14th. So there is some contingent on whether the county would cover us for both of us to go then. I haven't approached them to see. I don't think they'll have an issue covering us for those 3 days, 2.5 days.
What is the date? Okay.
The 12th, 14th. The vigil is actually the 13th. We did find a flight that we could fly in that same day, but it was more expensive. And we would have missed the vigil. Because we were like a 8-hour flight with the,
Will you be back? Because the 14th would be city council.
we would miss city council because it would be, I think, 12. We will
Oh,
leave.
May. Sorry.
We will leave in the morning. So. Yeah, so. I think it would be good, at least if one of us was there where we're honoring our officer. It'd be nice if we were both there, but just depending on what it is. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would take your place
that's a.
There,
for the council or
no. We wouldn't have.
Just wouldn't have.
Present.
I mean, Dennis needs.
And realistically, right now I do have money in my budget, but I have 2 trainings that are coming that haven't come out, but I have about 4,000 still in my travel and training budget, which is where I pull it out of. So I think we'd have it in the budget, but I'm just saying if we needed to, we could help fund some of that too, if we needed to help pitch in, if that was a concern.
Concerns or
Minimal.
Did you say it's 1,400?
That's what, when we looked yesterday, we found flights that were, it's like $9.98 for 2 flights. There and back, and then it was like $87 a night for a hotel. We could share a hotel.
are you saying?
Make sure you take your outfit and your.
What? No.
He said.
Yeah, he said he could sleep in his car, but he's too old to do that. He thinks that's fun, but. That was just a hotel we found. It was in Alexandria. It was a choice hotel, so. I mean, it wasn't a high-end hotel.
Mine's 5-star.
Listen, if it has a bed and nobody's gonna sneak in on me, then I'm okay with this. It'll only be 2 nights.
Oh, they have one.
What were your flights again, real quick?
It was like $9.98 something, so like $9.99. I looked at it yesterday.
Is that for both of you?
For both of us. And then the hotel, I said 1,400 because I don't want to share a room with Davis. He makes fun of me for that because we've done a couple other trainings and I always get on my own rooms. I figure we're old enough that we can have our own rooms, don't be watching each other.
You guys should have.
Luckily, they don't make
Studio apartments. Okay, we're getting it. So this comes out of your guys' budget though. Anyway.
Come out with the budget, the travel thing.
I mean, do you guys feel like it's there?
I think it will be. The trainings I'm going to won't be. It'll probably be $1,000 between the 2 trainings. The canine,
prior to July?
yeah. The one is canine to go get Harley certified again, so I'm on track with when the training is every year. But I actually got a grant that is helping pay for the training, so that's paying $330 that I don't have to pay because the vest that I'm getting for, they're actually paying for my training too. So that one, it will be even less than it usually is, because I won't have to pay the $330 for that. So I think we have it in the budget, but if we don't, then maybe it'll come out of my budget. I do think it would be good for us to go show support. I don't know if there'll be any family that showed up, but he was our officer around here, so I think we should go when they put his name there.
Looking for the council to approve.
I
Make the motion to approve
I second it.
it. By Wayne, second by 3-7.
Not to exceed 14.
Well, that doesn't count your meals, does it?
The hotel will have continental breakfast, it'll be fine.
Ah,
Only one meal a day.
So it's true to find my corner. You.
Do you want to do a stipulation or not?
The food, we can,
Let me give them something. You set your budget. You own your police budget. You are big enough.
I say reasonable improvement. I like that.
I try not to go over my budget every year, so I can watch it pretty close. So.
You feel better than
Second for Teresa.
That's all I have, thank you.
Where it goes up.
Yeah.
Really? Did you see the thing on the airlines? In the next week, they're all supposed to almost double, so get looking
Well,
at the fuel problem.
yes.
I second
All in favor?
it. Aye. Thank you. Thank the public for coming.
Hey, under 2 hours.
They told you all their stuff.
Oh,
Just do it quick. Let's do it. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, we have one more business we forgot to do. We make a motion to reconvene.
This should be fast. Motion by Brad, second by Teresa, all in favor?
Aye.
We need to approve the liquor license. Did we get funds here?
Yes.
Did we mess up that?
We need to have a public hearing,
That's true.
and it should be probably in April, because you can't do it more than 60 days and less than 30 days.
So the application has to be in by April 1st.
Right, but then the commission, this commission will let you know if they see any problems with them. Then we approve them on the meeting, or you have a public meeting, public hearing in April and approve them.
Okay.
And then, so you're good. I mean, this is only March.
Let's just
So,
Never mind. Motion to.
Motion
let's go home.
Motion to go home.
Adjourn. I was confused.
I'm still confused, but I trust the person who's done it the most.
Jordan, fill me in on what I
Yeah.
got to do.
I just, if you do it in May, in liquor, you know, it's too late, If you do it in this meeting, then we have to, because it's more than 6 years. Five.
I'm like. This is the 7th year.